When did your perfect sibling's mask finally slip? My older sister used to pinch me till I bled. One time I used her hairbrush without asking, and she pinched my arm so hard that I ended up going to basketball tryouts looking like I'd been attacked by a wild animal. Her reasoning? I got my disgusting boy germs on her stuff. And when I turned 14, I started to get sick of it. It all started when I accidentally left the bathroom door unlocked. She barged in while I was showering and started pinching my back until I was screaming. But I was ready. I grabbed her wrist and squeezed it back. Except my little act of revenge didn't feel as good as I thought it would. In fact, it made me feel worse. So much so that I started crying for being such a terrible brother and let her pinch me back 10 times harder. And don't get me wrong, I loved my parents, but I know they saw my bruises, the nail marks. I know they could hear me crying in my room after her attacks, but they never did anything, because in their eyes, she was the social butterfly who kept our family's reputation spotless. Plus, when we were at school, she had the protective big sister role down to a T. She'd hold my hand walking through the hallways. She'd introduce me as her favorite little brother to all her friends. It was sickening. But one good thing did come out of it, my pain tolerance. You see, I channeled all that hurt into sports. So by 16, not only was I varsity basketball captain, but I could take hits that would drop other kids. She was a senior at this point, grade above me, and I was constantly hearing the drama in her friend group. At this point, she had stopped pinching me as much, mostly because I'd gotten bigger, and all I wanted was to have a good relationship with her. So when her entire friend group ditched her 18th birthday party for Ashley's party, I knew I had to help. Ashley and my sister had been beefing over some guy named Tyler. My sister spent the whole morning crying about how no one would come to her party. I spent the entire day fixing it. Hit up everyone I knew, kids from basketball, other schools, even some college freshmen I knew. Told them about free alcohol, good music. By 8 p.m., I'd gotten like 40 people to show up. The party was incredible. She pulled me aside halfway through, tears in her eyes, happy ones this time, and said I was the best brother in the world. We even did shots together. She kept telling everyone how I'd saved her birthday. For the first time in my life, I felt like we were actual siblings, or so I thought, because as it turns out, Tyler was Ashley's cousin, and he showed up drunk as hell with his new girlfriend around 11 p.m. Started yelling about how my sister was so desperate she had to get her loser brother to beg people to come, how she was paying random freshmen to pretend they liked her. The party cleared out in 20 minutes. She didn't talk to me for 2 days. Then when our parents went to their anniversary dinner, I heard a knock on my bedroom door. It was her. "Can we talk?" she asked sweetly. I opened up, and she immediately shoved me against the wall. "You knew Tyler was Ashley's cousin. You invited him to humiliate me. You've always been jealous that I'm the favorite." She was holding her hair straightener, still hot from doing her hair. Before I could even process what was happening, she swung it at my face. "You ruined my life!" I ducked instinctively. There was a sizzling sound, followed by the most blood-curdling scream I've ever heard. She'd pressed the straightener against her own neck when she missed me. Red blisters were already forming. She ran to the bathroom, and I could hear her sobbing. I called 911 immediately, my hands shaking. She ended up needing skin grafts. The burn was 3rd degree. When my parents got to the hospital and asked what happened, I just said, "Check her phone." Years of texts to her friends, bragging about making me cry, calling me her practice dummy for when she had real problems, photos of my bruises she'd sent to group chats with laughing emojis. My dad's face went ghost white. My mom started crying. I can't say what they did next, but it gets intense. Full story on channel, link below. No idea what you've started. Drop this now, or everyone will know what kind of person you really are. I showed it to Rebecca. She took a screenshot, added it to the evidence folder. "Let them threaten us," she said. "We have the truth." The next morning, I woke to pounding on the door. Rebecca checked the peephole, and her face went white. "It's the police." Emma sat up on the couch, terrified. I felt my heart racing. Had my parents actually called the cops on me? Rebecca opened the door. 2 officers stood there, one older with gray hair, one younger. "We're looking for a runaway minor," the older one said. "We have a report that he might be here." "He's not a runaway," Rebecca said firmly. "He was kicked out by his parents." "That's not what they're saying. They say he left after a family argument and they're worried about him." I stepped into view. "I'm right here, and I'm not going back." The younger officer looked uncomfortable. "Son, you're 17. Your parents have rights. They threw my stuff in garbage bags and told me I wasn't their son anymore." I said. "I have witnesses." "He's safe here," Rebecca added. "And we've already contacted a lawyer." The older officer sighed. "Look, I know the Thompsons. Good family. I'm sure this is all a misunderstanding." "Is that what you said about all the girls Jake hurt?" I interrupted. "The ones my parents paid off?" Both officers went still. The younger one glanced at his partner. "What girls?" "The ones Jake assaulted. The ones my parents wrote checks to so they'd stay quiet." "Is that the good family you know?" The older officer's face hardened. "That's a serious accusation, son." "It's not an accusation. I have evidence. Photos of the checks, videos of Jake attacking his girlfriend, recordings of my parents coaching him on how to lie about it." Rebecca stepped forward. "We've already provided everything to our lawyer. He'll be filing charges today." The officers exchanged looks. The older one pulled out a notepad. "We're going to need to see this evidence. Our lawyer will provide it through proper channels," Rebecca said coolly. They left after taking basic information, warning me that my parents might file more formal charges if I didn't return home. I didn't care. I was done protecting Jake. Done pretending our family was perfect. Emma's phone rang. She looked at the screen and her face crumpled. "It's Megan, the girl who..." "She says she'll talk to us." Rebecca immediately put the phone on speaker as Emma answered. Megan's voice came through shaky and uncertain. "Emma? First period. I got your message. About Jake." "Megan, thank you for calling back," Emma said softly. "Are you somewhere safe to talk?" "I'm in my car. I need to know if what people are saying is true. Did he really hurt you?" Emma's voice cracked slightly. "Yes, and I think he hurt you too." The silence stretched for several heartbeats before Megan spoke again. "The check your parents gave mine. It was for $50,000. They said it was a scholarship fund, but I knew. My parents knew. Everyone knew." Rebecca grabbed a notepad, scribbling quickly while Emma kept Megan talking. I watched as she wrote down dates, amounts, details that made my stomach churn. My parents had been doing this for years. "Would you be willing to make a statement?" Emma asked gently. "We have a lawyer who..." "I can't," Megan cut her off. "My parents would call me. They used that money for my brother's medical bills. If we have to pay it back..." "You wouldn't have to pay anything back," Rebecca interjected. "That money was a bribe, not a legal settlement." "I have to go," Megan said suddenly. "I'm sorry, Emma. I'm really sorry." The line went dead. Emma stared at the phone, tears rolling down her cheeks. Rebecca put an arm around her sister while I sat there feeling useless. "She'll come around," Rebecca said. "Once she sees others speaking up, she'll find her courage." My phone buzzed. A text from my sister Lily. Mom and Dad are at Jake's emergency team meeting. House is empty for the next 2 hours. I showed it to Rebecca. The books Mom keeps. They're in the safe in their bedroom. I know the combination. Marcus said not to do anything illegal. Rebecca reminded me. It's not illegal if I live there, right? They kicked me out yesterday, but legally I'm still a resident for 30 days. Rebecca chewed her lip, thinking, take Emma's phone. Record everything. If anyone asks, you were just getting your belongings. 20 minutes later, I stood outside my childhood home, hands trembling as I unlocked the front door. The house felt different now, hostile and cold. I moved quickly up the stairs, past Jake's room where it all started, to my parents' bedroom. The safe sat in their closet, hidden behind Mom's shoe collection. My fingers fumbled with the combination. Jake's jersey number twice. The lock clicked open. Inside, 3 leather-bound ledgers sat stacked neatly. I pulled them out, flipping through pages of my mother's careful handwriting. Names, dates, amounts. Sarah Martinez, $30,000. Megan Chen, $50,000. Ashley Williams, $25,000. There were more. So many more. What are you doing here? I spun around to find Lily standing in the doorway, arms crossed. My 14-year-old sister looked older somehow, tired in a way that made my chest ache. Lily, they told everyone you attacked Jake, she said flatly. Said you've always been jealous of him, that you made up lies to ruin his life. You know that's not true. She stared at me for a long moment. I know Jake hurts people. I've always known. My hands stilled on the ledgers. What do you mean? I mean I have eyes. I have ears. I live in this house too. She stepped into the room, closing the door behind her. I heard Emma screaming that day. I saw you call 911. I watched them throw your stuff out like garbage. Lily, I'm tired of pretending, she said, voice cracking. Tired of acting like Jake's some hero when I know what he really is. When I see how scared girls get around him. I set the ledgers on the bed, moving toward my sister. Why didn't you ever say anything? Because I'm 14. Because no one listens to me either. Because she wiped at her eyes angrily. Because I was scared I'd end up like you. Homeless. Thrown away. I'm not thrown away, I said softly. I'm free. She laughed bitterly. Free? You're sleeping on some stranger's floor. Mom and Dad are telling everyone you're mentally unstable. Jake's been showing people edited versions of your video, making it look like Emma was play acting. My blood ran cold. He's doing what? His friend Connor's been helping him. They've got some app that changes videos, makes them look fake. I grabbed the ledgers, shoving them into my backpack. I have to go. Wait, Lily pulled out her phone. Let me help. Number, I don't want you getting involved. I'm already involved, she snapped. I've been involved since the day I was born into this messed up family. At least let me do something useful. Before I could respond, we heard the front door slam downstairs. Voices carried up. My parents, Jake, and someone else. Coach Williams. They're back early, Lily whispered. Is there another way out? She shook her head. They'll see you no matter what. Unless what? Unless they're distracted. She opened the bedroom door. Go to your old room. Wait for my signal. Lily, no. But she was already heading downstairs. I crept down the hall to my former bedroom. Empty now, except for the furniture. Voices rose from below. What are you doing home? Mom's voice, sharp with suspicion. You're supposed to be at school. I felt sick, Lily said. Threw up in second period. You look fine to me, Jake said. I could hear the sneer in his voice. Yeah, well, you look like someone who chokes girls, so I guess looks can be deceiving. The silence that followed was deafening. Then Jake's voice, low and dangerous. What did you just say? You heard me. Lily, Dad's voice boomed. Apologize to your brother right now. Why? Because he's the golden boy? Because he's going to the NFL? Because you've spent years covering up what he really is? I peered out my door, saw Lily standing at the top of the stairs, facing down our entire family. She looked so small, but her voice was steel. I don't know what lies your brother has been filling your head with, Mom started. OP didn't tell me anything. I have eyes. I have ears. I know about Sarah Martinez. I know about Megan Chen. I know about all of them. You don't know what you're talking about, Coach Williams said. Jake's a good kid, a leader. Sometimes people try to take advantage by letting him hurt them, by being so traumatized they change schools, by taking money to stay quiet. Lily pulled out her phone. I know more than you think I do. Jake started up the stairs. Give me the phone, Lily. Number. I said give me the phone. He lunged for her, and that's when everything went sideways. Dodged, but Jake grabbed her arm, twisting hard. She cried out, and I was moving before I could think, bursting out of my room. Let her go! Jake spun, still gripping Lily's arm, his face contorted with rage. You're supposed to be gone! Let her go! He shoved Lily aside, and she stumbled, catching herself against the wall. Jake advanced on me, fists clenched. You ruined everything, he snarled. My scholarship, my future, everything. You ruined it yourself when you decided hurting people was okay. He swung at me, but I'd learned to read his movements years ago. I ducked, and his fist hit the wall. While he cursed, I noticed Lily had her phone up, recording everything. Stop it! Mom screamed from the bottom of the stairs. Both of you, stop it right now! But Jake was beyond listening. He grabbed me by the throat, slamming me against the wall. You want to know what I do to people who cross me? Jake, stop. Dad's voice held a note of panic now. There are witnesses. I don't care. Jake's grip tightened. I'm sick of everyone acting like I'm the bad guy. Emma wanted it rough. They all did. They just changed their minds after. I couldn't breathe, spots dancing in my vision, but I could see Lily, still recording, tears streaming down her face. Coach Williams was backing toward the door. My parents stood frozen, watching their golden boy destroy himself. Jake's phone rang, the sound jarring enough that his grip loosened slightly. He pulled it out with his free hand, glancing at the screen. His face went white. Connor? He let go of me completely, answering the call. What do you mean you're not? I don't understand. I slumped against the wall, gasping for air. Jake listened to whatever Connor was saying, his expression cycling through confusion, anger, and finally fear. You can't do this to me, he said. We're brothers, man. We're Connor. He stared at his phone, then hurled it against the wall where it shattered. What happened? Coach Williams asked. Connor's backing out. Says he won't edit the videos. Says he's done lying for me. Jake turned on me, eyes wild. This is your fault. You turned him against me. No, Lily said quietly. You did that yourself. Jake spun toward her. Shut up. You don't know anything. I know you just assaulted OP on camera. I know you admitted Emma wanted it rough. I know you've been having Connor edit evidence. She held up her phone. And now everyone else will know too. Jake lunged for her again, but this time Dad intervened, grabbing Jake's arm. Enough. You're making things worse. Worse? Jake laughed hysterically. How can things get worse? My life is over. We'll fix this, Mom said desperately. We always fix things. We just need to what? I asked, finding my voice. Pay Lily off too? How much is your daughter's silence worth, Mom? Another 50,000? 100? Don't be dramatic, she snapped. Lily's not going to say anything. She's family. So was I said. Until yesterday. Lily moved to stand beside me. I already sent the video to OP's lawyer, and to Rebecca, and to Emma. The room erupted. Mom screaming at Lily. Dad trying to calm everyone down. Coach Williams heading for the door, muttering about not wanting to be involved. And Jake just stood there, staring at his broken phone like it held all the answers. I grabbed Lily's hand. We're leaving. You're not taking her anywhere. Mom blocked our path. She's a minor, and you just watched your son assault both your children, I said. What do you think CPS will say about that? Her face went ashen. You wouldn't. Try me. Dad stepped forward. Let's all calm down. OP, take what you came for and go. Lily stays here. No, Lily said. I'm going with him. You're 14 years old, Mom shrieked. You don't get to make that choice. Then call the police, Lily said. Explain why both your children are trying to leave. Explain the bruises on my arm from where Jake grabbed me. Explain everything. We pushed past them, heading for the stairs. Jake made one last grab for me, but I shoved him back. It's over, Jake. No more covering up. No more paying people off. No more hurting people. I'll kill you, he said quietly. I swear to God, I'll kill you for this. Jake, Dad barked. Shut your mouth. But the damage was done. Lily had kept recording, catching every threat, every admission. We made it to the front door, my parents still screaming behind us. I had the ledgers. Lily had the videos. And for the first time in our lives, we had each other's backs. Connor's truck sat in our driveway, blocking my exit. He got out as we approached, hands raised, peacefully. I'm not here to fight, he said quickly. I need to talk to you. Move your truck, I said. Please, 5 minutes. I have something you need to hear. I glanced at Lily, who nodded slightly. 5 minutes. Connor looked exhausted, like he hadn't slept in days. I've been Jake's friend since we were kids. I've always known he was. Intense. But I told myself it was just competitiveness. That the girls were exaggerating. That your parents were just protecting him from gold diggers. And now I realize I've been helping a monster. He pulled out his phone. Jake asked me to edit that video. Make it look consensual. Add some filters to make it seem staged. I said yes at first. I always say yes to Jake. But you didn't do it. Number. Because I finally watched the whole thing. Really watched it. Heard Emma begging. Saw the fear in her eyes. And I realized, how many times have I seen that fear? How many times have I looked away? Lily stepped forward. Why are you telling us this? Because Jake's been recording things too. Bragging sessions with the team. Conversations about the girls. Discussions with your parents about paying people off. He held out a flash drive. I've been his tech guy for years. I have everything. I stared at the drive. Why would you give this to us? Because last week, my little sister started dating a guy on the team. And when I saw how he grabbed her at a party, how she flinched, I realized I'd been enabling this whole culture. Jake's just the worst of them. I took the drive. This could end your football career too. You know that, right? Yeah, I know. He moved his truck, then paused. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. For all the times I stood by. For all the times I chose football over doing what was right. He drove away, leaving Lily and me standing in the driveway of our childhood home. Through the window, I could see our parents arguing, Jake pacing like a caged animal. We can't go back, Lily said quietly. I know. Where are we going to go? I thought about Rebecca's tiny apartment, already crowded with Emma staying there. About Marcus the lawyer and his warnings about keeping everything legal. About the flash drive in my hand and the ledgers in my backpack. First, we're going to Rebecca's. Then we're going to figure out how to keep you safe. What about keeping you safe? Jake threatened to kill you. Jake threatens a lot of things, but he's about to have bigger problems than me. We drove in silence for a while, Lily clutching her phone like a lifeline. Finally, she spoke. Do you think they ever loved us? Or were we just accessories to Jake's success? I didn't have an answer for that. Maybe I never would. Rebecca's apartment complex came into view. As we pulled in, I saw 2 more cars I didn't recognize. Through the window, I could see Rebecca's living room was full of people. Emma was there, talking to a girl I vaguely recognized from school. Marcus the lawyer sat at the kitchen table with an older woman in a police uniform. Looks like the cavalry's here, I said. Are you scared? Lily asked. Terrified. You? Yeah, but also, she looked at me. Also kind of relieved. Like maybe we can finally stop pretending everything's okay. We got out of the car, gathering our evidence. The ledgers, the videos, the flash drive from Connor. Truth in digital and paper form. As we walked toward the apartment, my phone rang. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer, but something made me pick up. Hello? Is this O.P. Thompson? A woman's voice. Professional and clipped. Yes. This is Principal Morrison from Westfield High. I'm calling to inform you that you're being suspended pending an investigation into malicious rumors you've been spreading about one of our student athletes. I laughed. I couldn't help it. Malicious rumors? I have video evidence of assault. Videos can be doctored. We've seen the edited versions that show this was clearly a consensual roleplay situation that you've misrepresented. And who showed you these edited versions? Jake? His friend Connor, who just admitted to me that Jake asked him to doctor them? Silence. Then, that's a serious accusation. It's not an accusation. It's a fact. And I have proof. Regardless, you're suspended until further notice. And if you continue spreading these lies, we'll have no choice but to expel you and pursue legal action. Do what you have to do, I said. But you might want to talk to your lawyers first. Because what's coming out about your star athlete and your football program is going to make suspension the least of your worries. I hung up. Lily looked at me with wide eyes. Did you just tell off the principal? I guess I did. That was kind of badass. Don't get any ideas. We reached Rebecca's door. Before I could knock, it opened. Rebecca stood there looking frazzled but determined. Thank God you're okay. We saw Lily's video. Are you both hurt? We're fine, I said. And we have the ledgers. And Connor gave us inside, she said quickly. Emma's uncle is here. He's a detective. He's been building a case against the football program for months. We entered the crowded apartment. Emma immediately hugged Lily, whispering something that made my sister tear up. The older woman in the police uniform stood, extending her hand. Detective Patricia Santos, she said. Emma's my niece. I've been investigating complaints about the Westfield football team for 6 months. Your evidence might be exactly what we need. I handed over the ledgers and flash drive. There's more. My mom keeps records of payoffs. My dad has connections with boosters who help cover things up. Coach Williams knows everything and does nothing. We'll need you to make formal statements, Detective Santos said. Both of you. I'm 14, Lily said. Don't my parents have to be present? Given that they're subjects of the investigation and you have video evidence of them witnessing an assault without intervening, we can work around that. The detective's expression softened. We'll make sure you're protected. Marcus the lawyer looked up from the ledgers. This is extensive. Your mother documented everything. Names, dates, amounts, even notes about what each payment was for. She's always been meticulous, I said bitterly. Her meticulousness is going to put her in prison, he replied. The girl talking to Emma stood up. I'm Sarah Martinez. I was one of the first ones they paid off. Sophomore year, first period. I want to help. I want to testify. That's brave of you, Detective Santos said. We'll need to coordinate with the district attorney, but with multiple victims willing to come forward. How many are there? Lily asked quietly. The detective's face was grim. Based on our preliminary investigation, at least a dozen over the past 4 years, possibly more. My phone buzzed. Mom calling. I declined. It immediately rang again. You should answer, Marcus advised. Record it if you can. I put it on speaker. What? You bring your sister back right now? Mom's voice was shrill. I don't care what you do with your life, but you will not drag Lily into your delusions. They're not delusions, Mom. You know they're not. I know you're destroying this family. Your father's business partners are already calling. The restaurant reservations are being canceled. You're ruining us. No, Mom. You ruined yourselves when you decided Jake's football career was worth more than his victim's safety. They were compensated. They agreed to the terms. You mean you paid them to stay quiet about crimes? That's called witness tampering, Mom. It's illegal. Don't you lecture me about illegal. You broke into our house. You stole from us. I took evidence of your crimes, and I was retrieving my belongings from my legal residence. You have no idea what you've started, she hissed. The people who support this team, who've invested in Jake's future, they won't let you destroy everything they've built. Is that a threat? It's a promise. Bring Lily home, or what? You'll throw her stuff in garbage bags too? Tell everyone she's mentally unstable? Pay someone to shut her up? The line went quiet. Then Dad's voice. Son, please, let's talk about this rationally. Come home, bring Lily, and we'll work something out. We'll get you help for your jealousy issues. We'll make sure you graduate. We'll even help with college. I don't want your help. I want justice for the girls Jake hurt. Those girls got justice. They got paid. Money isn't justice, Dad. It's a bribe. You ungrateful. He cut himself off. When he spoke again, his voice was cold. Fine. You want to play hardball? Your college fund is gone. Your car insurance is canceled. Your health insurance will be terminated tomorrow. Your phone will be shut off by tonight. Let's see how long you last in the real world without our support. I'll last longer than you will in prison, I said, and hung up.